what's up? It's Alexis Kamalani here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. And today we are going to be talking about why I chose to be a special education major. To some of you, you might already know this, but a lot of people don't. And I also thought this would be a fun topic to kind of let you guys get to know me a little bit more and what I'm doing with my life right now. But let's go ahead and hop straight into this video. A lot of people ask me, why did you choose to be in special education? Why do you want to do this, and how did you come about it? The first thing that got me really interested was my first real full-time job when I moved to Richmond. That was at a autism school, and honestly the downfall, like the end of my career there, was really sucky if you see my story time, but most of it was absolutely incredible. Basically, let me just run down what I did on a day-to-day basis slash what I experienced, how it went, where I was. When I first started at this autism school, I was working in the grade level department of this school, which, if you know anything about special education or autism, there aren't quote-unquote real grades like first, second, third, or fourth grade, nothing like that. So they're all broken down by age groups. So I was working in like the main lower grade level. Those ages ranged from, I had a young one as little as 6 years old to as old as 12 years old. So that's where I first started off. I really liked it. Basically, a lot of the things that was my day-to-day schedule was pretty much as any neurotypical school setting. The kids would arrive around 8 o'clock, you'd get them from the bus, or if they were driven there, you'd get them from their car, and you start with your morning. The way it worked was we had program books, and that's basically the curriculum that they are learning about until they master it and complete it, and then they move on to another section. And so we'd do a bunch of programs inside their program book, and then we'd have group time also, where there'd be about 3 to 4 kids and 2 teachers doing some group activities. We'd have recess and lunch, and then the end of the day was kind of another hour of program time, giving them lessons and, you know, providing at all times ABA. I'm also going to be leaving, like, any words that I'm saying, I'm going to be giving you guys definitions over here so you can fully understand what I'm talking about when I use these big words that most people aren't using on a day-to-day basis. So yes, we did ABA all throughout the day, and then the kids would go home after their last portion of doing their program. Everything was based on their IEP, so every single week or month, however often, we'd always have an end of the day discussion about, you know, things they need to be meeting on their IEP, their goals, what they expect from us, and what we should be doing, how to properly implement things, or just to, you know, constructively criticize the things that we were doing and how to implement it better. And honestly, it taught me a lot about children with autism and how smart they were and how much, you know, society doesn't really get to see the actual side of them. So it was really, really cool. After about 5 months of being in that department, I decided to switch over to early education. And that was more of, I guess, their quote-unquote preschool setting. It was also interesting because they didn't have IEPs, they had ISPs, which are kind of the same thing. That was kind of my first interest, my first introduction to the whole special education world, and I fell in love with it. I guess the way that it comes across for a lot of us that are in that field for a long time is, in the beginning, it either makes or breaks you, and you know you're supposed to be there, or you know you're not. And I guess that's what showed me. I was there for a year and a half, well, almost 2 years actually, and it was an incredible experience. I don't regret any of it. I'm so thankful that I was there and I got to learn so much from it. Moving on to the second reason why I decided to pick my major was because I finally found something that was interesting to me. I knew when I was younger I always wanted to be a teacher. My family comes from a lot of teachers, and I used to always help my aunt out every summer and, you know, set her classroom up and put everything together and put the name tags down, all the little things that went to making your classroom. And I guess that kind of just stayed with me throughout, you know, middle, high school, college, as of right now, knowing that I always wanted to be a teacher. But came to a realization, you know, 2 years into college of, I kind of don't want to be a teacher. I don't know what I want to do. And I was kind of stumped and sad and upset with myself that I'm 2 years into college and I'm having this realization that I don't want to be a teacher. I don't know if it's right for me. I don't know if it's the correct thing. And then, you know, I got my full-time job as a teaching assistant for the autism school. And that made me realize that I still do want to be a teacher, but not just a teacher for kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. Like, you know, I didn't want to be just an elementary school teacher. A lot of finally being interested in something and coming to the realization that I still wanted to be a teacher, just not what I originally thought I wanted to be. I guess there's that. Let's think. The next thing that we can talk about is why choose the major and the steps that I want to take for, you know, my future. And I chose this major obviously because of the first two reasons: my job experience, the influence of my family, and, you know, just knowing I always wanted to be a teacher. But when you finally come to that and see, like, what are my next steps when it comes to education? And I had to find all of this out for myself. I didn't really know what steps to take. This is literally the beginning. So I picked my major, and thank God VCU has a special education program, and it's very small. It's still very new to the college. That's what I went with, and I was like, let's start at special education and we can see where to go from there. So the first step is to complete my program for special education, which is going to take me 3 years. I didn't expect for college to take me this long, but I also didn't know what I wanted to do the first 2 years, and I was just following the course of gen eds that would lead me to teaching. But then a lot of things happened. I wasn't in school full-time, I was in school part-time, life happens, things do. Now I finally know what route to take and what to do. Getting back to what steps I'm taking now to further my education and make sure that I'm doing what I want to do is, of course, completing the program I'm in, which will take me 3 years. And then I want to start teaching full-time in a special education classroom. And while I'm doing that, I want to do my master's program either online or in person if possible. And that will probably take me about 1 to 2 years, depending on how fast I can get it done. And then after that, I will have my master's, and then I'll be able to take the BCBA certification exam, and hopefully I'll be able to pass that. It might take a few tries. There's just not much of a timeline on that aspect of taking that exam. After I have my BCBA certification, I want to be able to hopefully find either another autism-based school or find a way to utilize my BCBA and get more experience with that. And then I want to go on to get my doctorate, which will be a whole nother big thing, and hopefully by the end of this have gained enough experience in the classroom, in the field, to open up my own autism school. But that is the big dream, that is the big picture, and why I chose this major. This is pretty much what I want to do, and I think anybody that's interested in autism or in special education should definitely pursue it. I highly recommend that to anybody that wants to pursue is to make sure before you choose that major in college, you at least get some sort of in-field experience outside of college to make sure that what you're doing is what you actually want to be doing. I cannot stress enough that it's okay to change your major, it's okay to take your time with college, it's okay to not even know what you're doing the first 2 years that you're doing college. Don't stress too much about college. Don't stress too much about your major. But I just wanted to give you guys a little insight on why I chose special education, why I chose to be where I am, and what my future will look like aside from making videos on YouTube. But if you guys want more videos on special education or my experience in an autism school or anything like that, please let me know. Leave in the comments if you want to hear more about that, because I have a lot of stories and experience and I like talking about it too. It's kind of nice to educate people. Alright guys, that's today's video. I hope you liked it, and please make sure to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.